Addressing the Parliament earlier, Home Minister Rajnath Singh said that Chennai could receive up to 100 millimeters of rain per day for the next couple of days. Bringing the Parliament up to speed, the Home Minister also said that incessant rain has cut communications to the state. Around 40% of mobile phone connections and 20% landlines have been affected by the downpour. While power is not an issue, yet electricity supply in some areas has been cut as a safety measure. The Home Minister also added that there is no shortage of food or drinking water. We will bring you excerpts from what Rajnath Singh said a little earlier in the bulletin. But first, let's get you an update on the situation on the ground. Nandanam is among the heavily flooded areas in the city. My colleague Vijay Kristudas sent us his report from Nandanam on how ATMs in the area are not functioning and how certain shops in the area have hiked the prices of essentials like candles and food exorbitantly.
This is really the picture of ATMs all across the city of Chennai. Even though ATMs that are open are not really working because of the lack of power supply. The power supply outage was pegged at 50% off on Monday, and we are looking at least 80% off on a day like this one. There are repeated complaints of ground shocks, which is why the Power Corporation is not taking any chances. Now that the rain has stopped for a good few hours, there's increased activity. But waterlogging continues anyway. Even as you see, I'm almost knee-deep in water right now. And there are multiple other problems that are cropping up. People are coming out of the street hoping for help. There are those who want to go and buy food, but they cannot. If they want to move from one area to another, it's either the waterlogging or the closed petrol bunks. And again, that money is a factor there. I have with me a group of residents from Nandanam. They've been suffering too. They've been victims of the rains over the last few days, but they also claim that they are also victims of apathy. Sumit joins me for a word on this. Sumit, so you live on this very road that we are talking on, and what's really been the situation as you've seen it?
Basically very surprising. So there is no movement seems to be happening from the government side. So I don't know what to be said, but somehow the people we are just managing. And for the first time, I witnessed water in the bedroom. I never saw that kind of thing earlier in my life. So that's very surprising. And we are like house arrest without food, electricity, and somehow things we are just managing. So it's very surprising, surprising.
In a time like this, there is very little for an administrative machinery like the government to do. But at least that little has to be done, or so is the want.
Yeah, administration must be proactive in this arena. They should have made some kind of announcement. Say on the day it was pouring in, so the people could have managed their things very well. They could have get their stuff in advance. So the situation must have been better for the residents.
Yeah. People. Okay, what's happening also at this time is shops are definitely opening up slowly, but there is an intention to make profits in this time of crisis. Mayank will tell us about it.
So basically today morning we ran out of candles and everything for the night, and we went out to buy candles. And one single candle, a small candle, was selling for 100 rupees. So I mean, and basic things like, basic food items and everything is they're selling above the MRP. So I mean, either government has to step in, or these kind of things are going to go on.
Problem of the rain has considerably stopped as of now, and the problems of another kind are cropping up one by one. Remains to be seen how much more time it will take for some effective measures to kick in, evident measures to kick in, making life better for the people who've been suffering, waiting for help over the last 48 hours, even more in a few cases.
That was my colleague Nikhil reporting from Chennai, but areas near the Gemini flyover are flooded as well. My colleague Anusha visited a school that was marooned by flood waters, and she sent us this report earlier. Take a look.
This is definitely not an island where I'm standing. This is in the heart of Chennai, right near Gemini Bridge, a school that is marooned completely. This is a special school for specially able children, hearing impaired and visually challenged children. Last night, the rains from the last 2 days have gutted this entire school. As of now, even the kitchen. This school also houses a hostel, but the kitchen of this hostel is completely submerged. Volunteers from nearby colleges coming out and giving supplies to the children who are stranded here. This school has hearing impaired and visually challenged children, at least about 300 such children. Also houses women who are differently abled. As of now, for the last few hours, since last night, really, water has been gushing inside the school, forcing the kitchen of this particular hostel to be shut down. Volunteers coming in from various NGOs, organizations, trying to help the children here. Most of these children have started leaving from here, trying to go to their native places. This is just one of the places in Chennai which is flooded like this. When we were speaking to the school authorities, they told us how they did not expect this magnitude of flooding to happen in the school. Many children, like we've told before, have already left the school. It took me and our video journalist Sanjay to waist-deep water to even come here. We had to wade through waist-deep water to reach this particular place. The challenge is definitely higher, more challenging indeed for the children who are facing such a crisis, along with the school management who are utterly helpless without these volunteers.
Nearby Chennai, the Union Territory of Puducherry is also submerged by heavy flood waters. Pradeep Pillai sent us this ground report on the situation over there.
The situation here is very bad. Overnight rains have clogged the entire city, especially major residential areas like Chellan Nagar, Venkadan Nagar, Rainbow Nagar and Krishna Nagar are totally cut off from the mainland or the roads. The residents are really stranded in their homes. Also, apart from overnight rains, the fact that dams were opened due to the waterlogging in Chennai has caused the water level to go up in the Tamrapanni and Shankarpanni rivers in Puducherry, which is also creating trouble, and the people are really anxious on how this will pan out, though the Lieutenant Governor A.K. Singh has assured that things are very much under control and that food packets are being delivered, are being distributed, airdropped, and all rescue and relief measures are being undertaken. Residents obviously are not quite confident lot as water level is rising by the minute in Puducherry.